In the years following World War II, the owner of the Brown Palace Hotel in Denver, Colorado, decided on a Napoleonic theme for his new hotel restaurant. He and the restaurant designers procured an assortment of appropriate antiques from France and used them to outfit the restaurant, which opened in 1950. Almost 70 years later, an author heard about a set of dolls on display in the restaurant window and got an idea. Hold still, Andre, or I'll not get the likeness correct. Alain sent a grin to the man sitting on the floorboards across the way. In his hands rested the carved head of a wooden figurine on which he painted the likeness of his cellmate. And that will be just as well, monsieur. I have no desire to be immortalized as a serpent player. It's your own folly for having drawn the short straw, another prisoner laughed from his perch atop his cot. Shackles rattled as the man adjusted to lay back, dragging the cold metal links over the edge of the cot along with his legs. Alain chuckled under his breath, returning his focus to his work rather than the rocking motion of the ship they were chained to. He'd never claimed any love of the sea, something his stomach constantly reminded him of. A small grouping of figurines, similar to the one he currently worked on, collected on the bunk beside him, each in various stages of completion. During the time spent aboard the prison ship, as their uniforms decayed or as men succumbed to malnutrition or disease, he'd wound up with a collection of uniform scraps, which he repurposed into miniature versions of themselves. A useless hobby, but one that took his mind off his location and situation. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Emilee Harris, author of STEAMY historical romances, and today we're looking at a set of dolls over 200 years old, which provided the perfect introduction to my hero in Courting the Enemy. The Palace Arms is a luxury restaurant located in the Brown Palace Hotel, featuring starting prices of $80 to $100 per meal. The restaurant is meant to provide a fine dining experience where one can enjoy an excellent meal steeped in history and tradition. To accomplish this goal, the hotel's owner chose a Napoleonic theme for the space, mixing elements from Napoleon Bonaparte and Napoleon III, Emperor of France, with a hint of Revolutionary era, Jeffersonian era America for good measure. One of the most intriguing displays is actually in the front bay windows of the restaurant and easily missed by most visitors. Housed under glass on display shelves are 5 dolls, originally part of a 14-piece military band collection. The full band had been on display for years, purchased in France from descendants of the artist. Unfortunately, lack of preservation measures forced the hotel to store the dolls away in the hotel archives to await professional care. The 5 currently on display are those lucky enough to have received refurbishment via an archive fund as part of the hotel's 125th anniversary events, before that fund was sadly eliminated in the transition to new ownership. These dolls were made by a French doll maker during his time as a prisoner of the English in the Napoleonic Wars. Their uniforms and hats were constructed from actual uniform scraps of the time, and each doll was carved in the likeness of one of the doll maker's fellow prisoners. Each doll holds a different instrument, the most interesting, in my opinion, being the serpent. A common addition to marching bands of the time, the serpent is a distant relation to the modern tuba. The instrument comes in a variety of sizes and even has designs specific to themed uses such as church or military. The story of a doll-making prisoner of war was just too curious for me to pass up, and provided the perfect, unique details for one of my favorite introductory scenes. This is all the detail I have about the dolls for the moment, unfortunately, but I am indebted to the Browns hotel historian, Deborah Faulkner, for providing clarification on a few points. I also look forward to the end of the plague and getting together with her in person and hopefully being introduced to the band leader and additional information about the doll's creator. When that happens, you can rest assured I will be providing an update video. Ms. Faulkner has been a great help on several occasions. Her articles on the early years of the hotel, published during the anniversary year, also helped me provide more accurate details of the hotel interior and guest rooms in my book, Their Sweetheart City Love. If you've been enjoying the information I've shared about the Brown Palace so far, you may be interested in Ms. Faulkner's book, Ladies of the Brown, A Women's History of Denver's Most Elegant Hotel, which of course I've linked in the description below for you. Lastly, I'm also itching to put together a video about the Palace Arms itself, so please let me know if that would be of any interest to you. With that, my friends, I hope you enjoyed today's inspiration video. If so, please remember to like and or subscribe to make sure that you get all of the updates on the people, places, and events that inspire my writing. Until next time, happy reading.